Good day, everyone, and welcome to Active Citizens Parliament. Today being this 22nd day of April 2025, and I want to specially thank our viewers and subscribers for their support during this very Easter, and I say God bless you, and let's keep pushing. God will help all of us. And for those of you who are aspiring to join the Active Citizens, please do make they aspire again, make you join us. I just say make I come and I thank everybody as the Easter holiday. I hope you guys had it well and all of that. Now, there are a couple of things that is happening in Nigeria I want to share with all of us. And it has to deal really about the issues in Nigeria and the solutions. Usually that is what we come out every day to talk about. We talk about the issues and we look at the solutions to Nigerian problems. It does not matter where you are, whether you're Japa, whether you're already outside the country or you are in Nigeria, we have one common objective, which is that Nigeria must work. We need to have hope. Now, but let me start with the usual things that happen, the bad news around Nigeria and the stories that trend. So let's start with these very stories. But first, let me itemize the headlines of this hour, what I want to share with us so that we understand. One is that Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan has rejected a settlement offer from Akpabio on that their sexual harassment case. I will be talking about that briefly, and then we'll be talking about how the obedience are rejecting Atiku offer for a one-time presidency, insisting that His Excellency Peter Obi should be the person at the ticket. And of course, I'll bring you out about this insurgency that is going on in Nigeria, the genocide that is actually happening in Plateau and in Benue. A group of Fulani people have actually come out to, say that they are the one that did it. And the police are speaking out fearlessly that they were not given any ammunition to deal with them. And this Fulani squad, so to speak, have come out to clearly state that they want the disbandment of that. Then I will now bring the issue of the Tinubu playing God and, of course, the other things that will go with it, according to Tunde Bakare and co. So let's, sit tight and enjoy this very something. Let's start with the story on Senator Natasha, who obviously has firmly declined, according to a report, an out-of-court settlement proposed by Godswill Akpabio through his lawyer, Dr. Olisa Obako-Basan, who is a legal counsel to Godswill Akpabio in this their ongoing sexual harassment case. Now, the senator, Natasha, she emphasized her commitment to seeking justice through formal investigative processes rather than private agreements. In her statement, Natasha questioned the rationale behind a settlement, stating that out-of-court settlement to settle how, who, to what extent, what about how I felt? She said, I don't know how to explain it. She further asserted that I am not considering an out-of-court settlement because nobody has to suffer this amount of intimidation just because she's speaking out her truth. Now, you can go to the comment section and tell us your take on this. Should she just, lay low and take the offer of out-of-court settlement and just settle out the whole issue? And maybe she will now be brought back to the Senate, Now, Dr. Abakoba, who is actually the one representing Akpabio, has suggested that resolving the matter amicably is the best approach. He urged Natasha to provide if there is any additional evidence to substantiate her claims, and he further highlighted perceived inconsistency in her allegations. As you know, there is always what the lawyer will say, but what is your take? Do you think that she should, settle out? And, people do settle out of court, or she should continue pushing. Do you think the Nigerian system will allow her to get justice? you know when this controversy began, and you know all the what was accused and all of that. Well, I think the best way for me to get your own response is for you to go to the comment section. Tell us whether you think that Natasha should take an out-of-court settlement with Akpabio so that this issue that will be read to rest. And, you know, she can get back to her normal duty, or which is representing Kogi Central, I think, that she represents, because right now they are missing out in a whole lot of things. So tell us your take on this. Then let me bring our attention very quickly to the fact that Tinubu is back. The insecurity that is happening since all this while. There is a Fulani herdsmen association that has come to make demands from the Nigerian military, from the Nigerian police, and it is in a public, mainstream media. This man is in video, they see him, and he's the one speaking on behalf of people who has committed genocide. And let's just take a listen from Plateau State. Let's take a listen.
A condition if peace is to reign in Plateau State as yearned.
We demand the immediate removal of Commander Sector 5 Operation Safe Haven, Bokos Colonel Dauda Majem, for bias, unprofessional military conduct, inciting violence, inciting religious intolerance and bigotry, incompetence and violation of military ethics and constitutional provisions. We are demanding for the disbandment of the notorious and anti-Fulani squad, the state security outfit codenamed Operation Rainbow, arrest and prosecute her operatives involved in killing, maiming, arresting, and displacing Fulani communities in Bokos local government.
Herdsmen. This is their spokesperson. And this spokesperson is clearly saying that they don't want police involvement and they don't want army interference. And this is being shot on a national TV. I want you guys to put one on one and see where we are coming from about the killings. Whether it's even politicians that are sponsoring this. Because if somebody who is representing a group that is committing genocide in Plateau State is coming out in a live TV to come and give conditions to the government on what they want to end this issue, it means that the government is complicit. Now, let's take a listen to what a policeman had to say about their deployment to these areas where these insurgents or the herdsmen are actually dealing with people or, buying people, as the case might be. Let's take a listen.
People like there's almost into this ground without ammo, without ammunition. We are to cop this very particular area within a tinkle of a second. I know what Kandavos can do. Good or fine. I know what Kandavos can do. Good to go. How many parties are inside this bush? Good to go. Playing politics. They are playing politics with people. Big men are eating money at the pub there. Saying that we should not even do that. We should not go after them. That is for me. Okay. This is the full information for you people.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes. I will appreciate you.
Yes.
Big time.
I'm not a coward.
You guys can understand where I'm coming from now. You can see the police people that are deployed. I'm talking about policemen that were deployed to this area. They are saying that they were told not to go after these bandits, that there were no ammunitions given to them, that the government is playing politics with these bandits, telling them not to go after them. I don't know how even I won't put up myself. But you guys should understand when I say some of these things that are happening in Nigeria is just that we have bad governance. And when we say end bad governance, it's not just about the faith. And of course, there is another group who are protesting that liberating Nigeria is really up to us. But let's take a listen to what they had to say with the police, because they were talking to the police on a protest. Let's take a listen to this and we'll come back.
Class. It has never been about policing Nigerians. What of Okoya's son that was spraying money? Has he been charged to court? The videos flying everywhere with the policemen scaling fences with masks, have they been investigated? The ones that one lawyer was killed 2 years ago with her pregnancy of twins, what happened to the policeman? The one who raped a lady inside the police station, what happened to him? So let's stop deceiving ourselves by saying they have done the right thing. There's no right thing about injustice. What they are just doing is normal drama that we are used to. And if we keep deceiving ourselves and expect that these same people who are unrepentant will do the right thing, then we're not ready about our future. Look at Nigerians jackbarring every day. It's not because they don't love this country. They are losing faith, not even in the present, in the future. And some of them are ready to go and wash bomb for their children. So we cannot continue. I don't have anywhere to go to. I don't even have the money to start facilitating jackpot. So if I'm here in this country, it's my country. I should feel free. I should have human dignity in my country. How can you imagine children being shot at with live ammunition for asking that we want good governance? Charged to court for treason. Such a country should tell you that even your own News Central, this is News Central, your journalists were attacking Lagos on air. What did you do about it? What did the police do right about it? Did they charge those people to court? They are the ones who use the same hoodlums around us. So the only problem we've been having in this country since is one, ignorance, and two, fear. When people say they divide us with religion, ethnicity, and that, if we are knowledgeable enough, religion and the rest will not be our problem, because in the Senate House, in the National Assembly, Christian, Muslim, Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, they all dwell there. They share SUVs without any problem. When people increase their constituency allowance, they forgot their party lines. They were all singing on your mandate, we shall stand. What about us? We, these oppressed people, when we decide that we too want to be united, already our sufferings are uniting us. Look at hunger, look at fuel, look at groundnut oil. So we must come to that point where we, you, the media, the security agencies, the civilians, must realize that Nigeria's liberation has become a responsibility for us. Now,
liberating Nigeria is up to us. It's really up to us, my brothers and my sisters. Wherever they watch us from, make una know say it is entirely up to us. You see, several things are getting so wrong in this present government. I know talk say they really try you, but I tell you so many things are wrong. For instance, let me give you an example for some people who always say that we should, praise the government where they are good. Yes, I will tell you, I always say good things about if there's a policy that is working, I will say something good about it. But let me remind you of some of the ones, especially the reason why Tinubu should not even contest the 2027 election. Ask me why. Why am I saying that Tinubu is not qualified to contest the 2027 election? Now, if you recall that there was a time that Tinubu said that if he did not provide a 24-hour light, that is NEPA that we call it, or call it this thing, PHCN, as the case might be, that we should not vote him when he comes for the second time. Let me give you what we just found out. We found out that the presidency has allocated the sum of about 10 billion in the 2025 approved budget for the installation of solar mini grid at the presidential villa. That's small villa, 10 billion naira. Now, this very thing is more like an increase in the overall budgetary allocation to the State House headquarters, which rose from 47 billion in the initial proposed 2025 budget. When we got to the National Assembly, they jacked it up to 57 billion. 10 billion more in the approved version. That 10 billion was added for the allocation for installation of solar mini grid. If Tinubu wants light to be in Nigeria, steady power supply to be in Nigeria, why would Tinubu be dealing with solar mini grid at the presidential villa? Solar projects that is expected to reduce dependence on the national grid and limit the impact of tariffs hikes on government finances. Is it not government that is also paying for all of this? But I want you to consider the fact 10 whopping billion. I want somebody to convert this to dollars so that we understand what we are talking about. And, okay, yeah, I think our producers have just shown me that VDM also had something to say about this. Let's listen to VDM.
All right, so the news says the State House has allocated the sum of 10 billion naira in the 2025 approved budget for the installation of solar mini grid at the presidential villa. Before I say anything, let's quickly watch this video.
Whichever way, by all means necessary, you must have electricity. And you will not pay for estimated bill anymore. A promise made will be a promise kept. If I can't keep the promise and I come back for second term, don't vote for me. That's the truth.
President don't say whichever way, by all means necessary, you must have electricity. Don't go buy solar with 10 billion. Oh boy, APC will never cease to amaze me. You see this Tinubu regime, they don't go cease, they don't get shame. Like they have no shame, bro. Whichever way, by all means necessary, you must have electricity and you will not pay. You don't go buy solar now to power presidential villa. No shame. No shame. You know the shameless thing that this government do, especially the presidency, is to leave Nigeria. I always sit down to understand why the president must do this. You go leave Nigeria. Go outside country. Go treat yourself. Do you know it will make more sense if they say President Bola Ahmed Tinubu flew in his doctors to Nigeria to come and treat him than when they say the president is going to France or any other part of the world to go and treat himself? It's an embarrassment to Nigeria. Meanwhile, Nigerian doctors are leaving Nigeria every day to go and become best doctors in England, to go and become best doctors in America. If American doctors decide to live outside country today, say they won't go, the medical institution for the US and the UK will collapse. And our own president, they go outside. You know why? Because there's no welfare for doctors. There's no welfare for them. So anytime I see news say the president is leaving Nigeria, I always ask myself, like, does these people don't have shame? A whole country like Nigeria, bro. Anyways, let's go back to light. So what encouragement are you giving to the people if you as a president don't use 10 billion naira, bro, take buy solar? Where are you people buying the solar from? Who is supplying you people this solar? Do you understand? I want to challenge you people now. Don't give me 10 billion. 10 billion is too much. I will bring solar for you. And we'll do it for... Give us 5 billion. Give me 5 billion. Hold me like this. We go sign agreement. Let me do solar. I don't talk below. 10 billion to put solar for presidential villa. Now, if you want roof, maybe you want even roof you Abuja safe. Maybe you want roof you Abuja. 10 billion to do solar. That's even a shame. Oh God. The no guy you want to think this matter, this will not be shame. Person will promise Anyways, you heard what he said, that if he does not give us electricity in 3 years, I mean his first year, that we should not vote him for 2027. So this one, it will automatically scatter his bid. So just in case I start to campaign against President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, it's not coming from a place of campaign or partisan or political, no. It is coming from a point of what he said. It is a promise. He said, if he does not give us power in the next years, when he's in power, now we shouldn't vote him again in 2027. So we'll go follow what he talk. May God help us. We don't learn, and we don't learn the hard way. Don't play.
Well, if you think that, thank you production team for reminding me that you have this VDM video, and thank you VDM for also putting your mouth on this one. For the rest of the viewers and Nigerians, my take is Tinubu has already signed his non-participation in 2027. If somebody says a promise given is a promise kept, and we have not seen it, because not only that we have not seen the power, the light issue, but we are seeing that them myself at the government level, that is at the level of the presidential villa, wants to install solar. That tells you that there is, first of all, there is no power. If you say you have power in your, you have light, which we call the power, if you say you have it, please go to comment section and tell us where you have such power. But as I'm talking to you right now, I am operating off grid. It means I'm not operating with it. Anytime I'm burning fuel, I am burning everything that has to do with power is not here. So go to comment section, tell us whether you think that Tinubu should not even contest the 2027, because every Nigerian should bear this at the back of their mind, that there is a promise he said we should keep, and that promise is that we should not vote for him in 2027 if light is not given, and we are not seeing it. There is no power, we cannot see it, and many other things. Anyway, this is just the one. Then I want to reflect on what Pastor Bakare said yesterday, in as much as I'm not his fan. But there are certain things that when it comes to the public purview, I look at those things and I feel that maybe I share it with my audience. Because he said specifically that this National Assembly we are seeing, this 10th Senate that we are seeing, is really the 48th cabinet member of the Tinubu's administration. In other words, they are rubber stamp, not just a rubber stamp, but they belong to that side. So they don't impose or oppose anything that Tinubu brings to them. Even those ones that are of PDP, even the ones that are there that is of Labour Party, they don't oppose anything. They are clearly on his mandate. They stand. Is it not? But let me not carry my chop onions. Let's take a listen to what Pastor Tunde Bakare had to say. Even if you don't agree with him, please, I need you to listen to this very thing, because it's very, very interesting. At least it interests me. Let's take a listen.
Center of this political banditry is the motor park brand of politics, nurtured by the old brigade politicians, and in recent times by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Mr. President, it is through your influence that the Nigerian National Assembly has become a haven for legislative rascality. Mr. President, it's under your watch that the National Assembly has become an extension of the executive, grossly violating the principles of separation of powers and rubber stamping the whims and caprices of your office, all while singing the international anthem of psychoviolence on your mandate, we shall stand. Mr. President, thanks to your political machinations, Nigeria is now bedeviled by a captured National Assembly, the most ineffective in its checks and balances role since the start of the Fourth Republic. In 2006, the Fourth National Assembly had the audacity to reject the tenure extension bid of a sitting president. In 2010, the Sixth National Assembly summoned the courage to stand against the power hijacking cabal and restore Nigeria to the path of constitutionality by invoking the doctrine of necessity. In 2011, the House of Representatives of the 7th National Assembly had the courage to elect its leaders, as did the Senate of the 8th National Assembly in 2015, defying executive interference. This National Assembly, the 10th, has by its unconstitutional endorsement of the President's abuse of powers proven to be the most spineless in our recent history. Through its actions and inactions, the National Assembly has in effect become the 48th member of the President's cabinet. While a cabinet minister by the name of Wike, is it Wike or Wike or Wakeep? While a cabinet minister has more or less become a third-time state governor in Rivers State, pampered by the indulgences of the President. Recent events have made it clear to Nigerians that had this assembly been in place in 2006, when the third-term agenda was proposed, our democracy would have since morphed into one of Africa's lamentable tales of sit-tight dictatorship. To the President of the Nigerian Senate, who has not heeded the call to subject himself to an unbiased investigation, to clear his name of the allegations leveled against him, and under whose leadership the National Assembly has become a carry-go legislature, hiding under the umbrella of technicalities and a dubious voice voting system. I leave you and your conscience with the words of Frederic Bessiert, former deputy of the French National Assembly. He said, and I quote, "When plunder becomes a way of life for a group of men in a society, over the course of time, they create for themselves a legal system that authorizes it and a moral code that glorifies it." To the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, under whose brand of politics the institution of legislative oversight is collapsing and our democracy is faced with an existential threat, I say, Mr. President, Nigeria is too delicate for this kind of politics. If this state capture was what you meant by a Milokan, it is an anticlimax that can only be counterproductive at the end. I urge you, Mr. President, to think deeply and reflect on these words. No man is wise enough, nor good enough to be trusted with unlimited power. Mr. President, please stop.
Yes, so Mr. President, they don't talk to you, but the one where I want to take for inside now, the one of the 2027, nothing for you, I beg. We no get light. So as we no get light, you talk say we should keep the promise. So now the promise would they keep. All this long grammar where they happen, make you go to comment section, make us tell us whether you get the light. For people who say they follow us online now, they soon are comment to, but never want to say anything, especially about this Senator Uduaghan stuff, and also on the issue of this thing. But I need you to really comment on the issue of Tinubu's saying that we should keep the promise. Are you going to keep the promise? He said, don't vote me for the second term. The second term is 2027. Go to comment section and tell us whether you have light. If you have light, say yes. I think you go ahead with your voting. But if you don't have light in Nigeria, meaning no power, if you are not satisfied with the power situation where you live, then there is one thing you can keep as a promise to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president of Nigeria, is to not vote for him in 2027. Now, having said that, as we don't the wind up time they go, make we come to where we want bring solution. Because all these things we they talk about since now, we they talk about problem here, this one here, Tinubu come back with his own trouble. Some people they talk say, as him come, he look very sick, he can't even barely stand on himself, all that one no be a wahala. Now, their own wahala be all those ones. What are we supposed to concentrate on now? What is next? The next thing is amendment of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And the other one is amending the Electoral Act 2027. How are we going to do that? That is where we need to fix INEC. If you vote and you did not have an alert on your phone that says, check out this link, that normal thing that we see every day, and then you check it and you find out that your vote actually counted on IREV, then you have not done anything. So we need to fix INEC, then we fix Nigeria. So that's why I'm always running with the mandate for proposal to the National Assembly, which has to deal with outrightly the fact that IREV must work in 2027. Not that one shot out, not all those things that you know, the name when they take call out, you know. Anyway, let's take a listen to Century Favor. He's always on, as in direct, on what we need to do and the window of opportunity we have. Let us sign the petition. There's a link that I dropped in the comment section right now. Hit that very link. Share the link. Tell Nigerians that they need to sign the petition. If we don't sign that petition now under this very window, they are going to do the same thing they will do again. They will bring us an amendment that does not worth anything. Then INEC will come and tell us that transmission and transmission and transmission are the same thing. It is up to us right now to press. And the protest we are having is signing the petition and not walking on the street. When we sign this petition, into millions, we're looking at 5 million, 10 million worth of the petitions. And we go there is telling them that these are what the people of Nigeria want. So join that very crew right now. Let's take a listen from Century.
You are tired. I too am tired. You've shown up. You've voted. You've done your part. And what happened? It felt like it didn't matter. And now you're asking yourself, why bother? Why should I care? What difference does it make? I'm not here to sugarcoat it. The system is broken. But if we give up now, we'll leave our future in the hands of those who broke it. That's why I'm asking you to join me, join other Nigerians in the Fix INEC Fix Nigeria campaign. At Mandate 4, we have a project, 2027 is currently ongoing. In that project, we have a campaign called Fix INEC Fix Nigeria. And what we've done is that we've created tools, reports, resources, and everything you need to take action. Will you act? The choice is yours, and the future is ours. Visit mandate4.org/FixINEC to learn how your little voice, your little light can spark change.
What you see here is the solution. We can talk about the problems and problems and problems of Nigeria, but we must have the strategy that works. We must have something that can work. And what can work is that we sent a proposal to the National Assembly to amend the Constitution and the Electoral Act. This one that I saw from Mandate 4, I know a whole lot of people have submitted their Electoral Act amendment to the National Assembly. I know INEC has done. I know different civil society that have sent in theirs. But you see this one of Mandate 4, well, I am promoting it because I believe in it. I have gone through pages and pages of what they have detailed out that they want the National Assembly to amend. But guess what? Even as that has gone into the National Assembly, it still needs your push. You are the people, you are the Nigerians. You are just having representatives in that place. And we want you to sign that very petition to show that you are telling your representative at the National Assembly what he must do for the constituents. And that is to make sure that our vote counts in 2027. I don't want to join all the other issues. What is most important for me is that when you go to IREV, you see that your vote counted. And how are you going to do that? Is by making sure that there is a direct transmission of results to that very place, and not the other wayo where they do us for 2027. If you don't know when they shift that very goal post, make you know them now. So wherever you dey, I beg, share this video. Tell people about the Mandate 4's Fix INEC, Fix Nigeria. It is not about the organization. It's about seeing how we can fix it. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you for clicking on that very link. The link, it is people who are active, is the people I'm talking to. Why we are active citizens is because when we see things, we don't just remain docile. We take action that we can do on our own. It is not something that will cost us. No, it will not cost you to hit that very button, put your name, put where you're from, and you have signed the petition. And you get a copy of what the letter you are sending to the National Assembly, because you are the one sending the letter to National Assembly. What the system is simply doing is conveying your information. So wherever you are right now listening to me, we have a window of opportunity. That window of opportunity is just not too far off. Please sign this petition so that we can mandate the people that represent us at the National Assembly to amend the Constitution and the Electoral Act. Thank you so much. The time has gone. I would have gone into the obedient movement, the coalition issues and all of that, but there's always tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Do share. And we'll talk about the obedient rejecting the coalition, about Atiku and His Excellency P2B tomorrow. Until then, thank you so much. Like, share, and of course, subscribe if you're a new person. Until tomorrow, bye for now.